All right, good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to Spa Marketing School. We are doing this episode live, so I'm very excited about being here live with you. Today, we are talking about upselling versus cross selling, and I want to get into which one is actually going to make you more money in your spa, which one is going to be a better choice. And when we're looking at that, it's actually not which is better. Okay, that's not the right question, which one is better. The right question is when do we focus on this strategy, on one of the strategies based on what is happening in the market. Okay. So right now, if most of the spa owners that I am talking to across the country, and we talk to a lot of spa owners every single week, hearing what's going on with them. And there is a overall trend that I've seen, not everywhere, but in a lot of places, where our patients are not coming in as frequently as they used to. So perhaps your patients or clients who would come in every single month are now coming in every other month, or they're coming in every quarter. Okay. You're not imagining it. And we're seeing this across the board. And that's why what we're talking about today, upselling versus cross selling, is super, super important, because we want to help you to understand how do we address this problem. All right. So, in good economic times, cross selling is a gold mine. Okay. In tighter economic times, or in times where people are in constriction, or times when people are kind of holding tight to their money, then upselling becomes your lifeline. Okay. And let me just make sure that we are crystal clear on the difference between cross selling and upselling. So, cross selling is if I have a patient or client who comes in and they're coming in for a facial service, and I cross sell them into a waxing service or a microneedling service or something like that, another service that you are offering in your practice. Upselling is when I have that same patient and I upsell them into an add on. I add on the neck and hands. I add on a particular mask or something along those lines. Okay, so they're two very different strategies to be able to go deep and increase revenue in your spa. Okay, now we have been in this industry. I've been in the industry for 20 years, and we have worked directly with over 1,700 spas in the US and Canada in the past 11 years that we have been operating Atto Aesthetics. And what we've seen along those times is, like, economic uncertainty, it changes client behavior. Okay. So you've got to be able to understand what's going on in the market in your particular area to be able to meet your people where they're at. Okay. So I want to look at a couple of numbers to show you what the difference is really between these two. And I did some of these calculations in advance. Okay. So let's say that you are a spa that is doing 250,000 in annual revenue. Okay. And we'll just say that that same spa, you're open 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. You're doing 8-hour shifts. You're booked at 70% productivity. Okay. So that is going to give you 1,400 productive hours every single year. If you increase your average ticket through strategic upselling, your average revenue per hour, excuse me, if you upsell your average revenue per hour through strategic upselling, whether that's adding LED, whether that is adding a mask, whatever it's going to be, you add those things on. Even including more retail, increasing your retail, right? Getting that dollar amount up, you are going to see an additional $28,000 in annual revenue. Okay. So that is more than a 10% increase in your revenue from a simple $20 upsell strategy. Okay. Now, let's take the same spa, and let's say that you are the same spa and you get an existing facial client or patient to try a new service. We'll say that it's a body contouring service that is $200 a session. They love it. They book 3 additional sessions throughout the year. Then for one client, 4 sessions, you're totaling $800 in additional revenue. Okay. Are you following me here? So if we want to match that $28,000 from upselling, we would need 35 clients to cross sell into a new service category to be able to commit to those multiple sessions. Okay. So that might seem super easy if you're seeing 200 patients a month, but it's going to depend on each person's business model. So that's why you have to take a moment and say, what is my business model? Where am I at? What is going to be the right strategy for me based on my level of business, my sophistication in business, the market that I'm in, what's going on in the town that I'm in? Really look at, does it make more sense for me to upsell, or does it make more sense for me to cross sell? Okay, so the timing is going to be really important. But in general, when we see clients or patients tightening their budgets or spacing out visits, they are much more likely to say yes to an upgrade or an upsell or adding an extra product than they are to trying a completely new service. Okay. So we want to really make sure that we're keeping that in mind. They're also already there, right? So they don't have to book another appointment. So it's making it easier for them. Okay. Now, I I don't want you to get me wrong that I am a big fan of cross selling. It absolutely has its place. And when economic conditions are very stable, then that should be your primary focus, because cross selling is going to create lifetime value. It's going to make patients of your practice, not purchasers of just one service. Okay. When clients have disposable income, when they have confidence in their financial situation, they're curious about trying new things. They're excited about trying new things, okay? And that's when you want to focus on introducing them to the full range of services that you actually offer in your business, all right? But right now, if you're seeing that you are some of those spas that are seeing like your patients or clients space out their appointments, then let's really focus on the upsell, okay? I don't want you to be pushy. I don't want you to come from a place of scarcity or lack. We want to really focus on service enhancements that are genuinely going to improve your clients' results. Okay. So you can talk to them about what they would benefit from, whether it's a vitamin C infusion or a new collagen mask or a signature eye treatment, and why that would benefit specifically for them. If they are spacing out their appointments, say, this would really be beneficial to help you hold on to those results a little bit longer. If you are going to space out your appointment, I see your next one's not booked until such and such date, right? So you're really looking at like, how can I work with you? I know this is what you need right now, and I want to be supportive of that. Okay. Now, like everything, we want this to be a systematic approach. Okay. We don't want this to just be random, pulling different upsells out of the air. So every service in your spa should have 2 to 3 very natural upsell options. Okay. So you need to make sure that your team knows what those upsells are, that they are practicing them, that they believe in them, that they are tracking them. All right. Again, it's not about being salesy. It's about serving our patients where they're at, serving our clients where they're at. And if they are spacing out the treatments, what are the things that we can be supporting them with to help their treatments last longer? And yes, that might be an extra $25 upsell in this service appointment, but it's going to come from a place of service and love in helping them to reach their goals. Okay. So I want to move into like how we're actually going to measure this, all right? How are you going to track this? And this is where we are looking at what our average revenue per hour per room is, okay? Revenue per hour per room. So if you are currently at 150 per service, 150 as your, average revenue per hour per room, how could you get to 170? All right? What would be the things on average that you could add in there based off of your offerings? And again, this is not just about, I don't want you to worry about your clients being upset about an additional cost or trying to get people to spend extra money. All right. This is about serving them where they're at. And if they are coming in on a bigger stretch, we want to do everything we can to support them. And if people are really upset about you offering genuine value and trying to improve their results and trying to support them where they're at, well, these are not the quality clients or patients that we are searching for long term in our business, right? Like, you want to offer them the absolute best and then not be attached to their decision. It's their decision what they're going to do. Our job is to help share the most beneficial products, services, treatments that are going to help them get their skin to where they want it. Okay. And here's the thing, this is a moment. This is a moment that is not going to last forever. And we're already in a significantly better space than we were in summer of 2024. Okay, so summer of 2024 was a really hard summer for our industry. It was really slow. So things are improving. We are officially in Q4, which is busy season, peel season, all of the things for our industry, which are great. I love, love, love seeing that. So don't let this get you down in any way. I want you to just focus on, like, hey, this is what's happening. This is information that I'm getting or that I'm noticing by looking at the numbers. I see that I'm down from where I was last year. Okay, that's data. So what are we going to do about it? What are the things that we can do? And remember that, like, businesses do not have hockey stick growth. Like, that is not normal. Businesses go up and down and up and down. It's about running a marathon, not a sprint. Okay. And when you're running a marathon, sometimes you're going uphill and you're going a little bit slower, but you're still going to keep going and progressing and inching towards your goal of crossing that finish line. Okay. So make sure that you are maximizing every opportunity that you have. Make sure that you are systematically increasing revenue per client so that you have that predictable growth. Super, super important there. So if you have any questions at all, please leave a comment. I'll come back here and check these. If anyone has questions about upselling or cross-selling, that is the type of stuff that we love to talk about here on Spa Marketing School, how to help you get more profit in your business. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and don't forget to do those upsells.